Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube makeup tutorial. I thank you so much for taking the time to watch this today. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off by showing you how to achieve this simple eyeshadow look. Alright, let's get started. I like to start with the brows. I feel like the brows frame the face. You can use them as a guide for your eyeshadow, for your wing liner, so I just like to start with that. So what I like to do is I like to line the bottom out of the brow. As I'm lining it up, I'm also flicking the brush up and just blending up the shadow that I'm using, so it's not just one harsh line. That's going to create that gradient effect in your brows. Sometimes I will go back and forth between the top and the bottom of the brow, but for the most part I do like to line up the bottom part of the brow first and then go towards the top. When I'm lining up the top, I like to flick it downwards, again just to blend out that harsh line. My sister was blessed with full brows, so I do use a shadow. There are brow powders that you can use, but honestly I just used a dark brown shadow from my Lorac Mega Pro 3 palette, and just use that. If you don't have a lot of brow hairs, you can always use a pomade or even a pencil. That's going to help you get more pigment in your brows. Or I've definitely had clients that have been blessed also with full brows and they also like a pomade, so it's really just preference, but with her I'm just going to use a shadow because I like how her brows look better with just a powder, and so does she. Don't forget to use a spoolie or some sort of eyebrow brush to blend the product out. That way you can avoid any uneven dark spots or any harsh lines. So now what I'm doing is I'm carving out the brow. I'm going to go ahead and use a concealer. Usually it's the concealer I'm using on the client that day that I used to carve out the brow. For a while I was not carving out the brows because I just felt like it was really unnecessary and it's an extra step. But honestly, they look so much cleaner, so much nicer when you actually take the time to do that. And also by concealing them, it does help you to even them out if you have one eyebrow going up and the other eyebrow going another direction. I'm also going to use this concealer as her eyeshadow primer. I've tried eyeshadow primers and they don't do it for me. I don't feel like they really work. So I just use a concealer because I feel like it makes the eyeshadow last longer. It helps the eyeshadow blend better. Also, it makes the eyeshadow color stand out more. So this just does it all for me. So I'm going to go ahead and blend that out throughout her eye. I'm going to use a translucent powder to set that concealer. You can use a nude shadow to set that in if you want. I definitely don't recommend to just start doing your eyeshadow without setting the concealer. I just have found that when you do that, the shadows don't always blend as easily if you just go straight in. So I usually don't start with the eyelid color, but I've noticed that when I do these soft makeup looks, that's just what I start with. So I used a nude vanilla eyeshadow, which I will show a little bit later which one I used. But yeah, I just went ahead and tapped that all over her eyelid. So the reason why I chose this eyeshadow look is because of the technique that I use to get this look. You can take it from it being a simple eyeshadow look to a smoky eye if you wanted to. So what I'm doing is I grab that soft brown shadow from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm taking my brush all throughout her crease in circular motions. That's going to make sure that you don't have any harsh lines. You can go in windshield wiper motions, which is just like the back and forth between the outer corner and the inner corner of the eye. That's fine to do that too, but you want to make sure that you go in circular motions, again, just to make sure you blend that out. Once I've gone over the crease a couple times, I'm going to blend it down at the outer corner of the eye. I would say about like a quarter of the eye, and you want to go ahead and just blend that down just like how I'm doing right now. And again, you just want to make sure you're doing circular motions to make sure that you don't have any harsh lines. If anybody wants to count how many times I've said harsh lines, that'd be great. Let me know because I know I've definitely said it at least a couple 10 times. So once I feel like I got a pretty good amount of the original eyeshadow that I used, I move on to the next darkest shadow. I don't jump straight to a black shadow. It's just the next level because, again, you just want to create that gradient effect. The thing with this technique, that as long as you stick to the outer corner part of the eye and you just go in circular motions throughout that area, you can just keep building on the colors and really eventually get to a black smoky eye if you wanted to. You've noticed I haven't taken that darker color in her crease and spread that all throughout her eye. It's literally just been stuck in that outer corner. Once I've gone over it a couple times, then I will go ahead and go throughout her crease, but that's once I've put most of the product in the outer corner. So that was the vanilla shadow that I used for her lid. I'm going to go ahead and reapply it because I don't want it to get lost. I want it to be brighter in the inner corner, and I'm just going to go ahead and use a flat brush and just tap that in. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go back in with the original eyeshadow and blend everything out. I'm going to go ahead and go across the whole crease. I'm going to bring it down to a quarter of the eye. Make sure that it's a nice blend from that shadow to the darker shadow. The way that you can make this a smoky eye is that, again, you can just, if you wanted to go with a darker brown or even like a pink color, as long as you stick to the outer corner, you can create any look really with this technique. I'm going to go in with that second eyeshadow that I used, the darker one, and just tap that into the outer corner because I wanted it to be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do the same thing, tap, 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 and then circular motions. The same vanilla eyeshadow that I used for her lid is the same shadow that I'm going to use for her brow bone highlight. I'm going to go ahead and just carve the brow out, and then once I'm done, I'm going to go back in with my brush and blend it out just to make sure there's no harsh lines. I didn't put any more product in. I just went in and just made sure that it's all blended out. Here I am just cleaning the eyeshadow fallout with a makeup wipe. And I'm going to use her mascara so that we can put lashes on. I'm using her mascara, guys. If you are doing this on a client, make sure you use a spoolie, or if they want to use their own mascara, that's totally fine. But just make sure you're not reusing the same wand on all clients. I definitely recommend to put mascara on first on their eyelashes. It really helps as a guide to get your lashes on. I like to use this eyelash tool that I got from Ulta because I can't do it with my fingers because I have these claws, where I used to have these claws. By the way, it makes me so sad to watch this video and watch how cute my nails looked. Not cute because some of the nail polish was chipping, but still, they look better than what I have on right now. So, anyways, also, I don't feel comfortable using tweezers because I just don't think it's safe to have something that sharp near somebody's eye, and it's not my own eye. Make sure that before you apply the lash that you let it dry a little bit. I would say about 10 Mississippis before you put it on because you want the glue to be a little tacky. I like to start by placing it in the middle, as close to the lash line as you can. Once you have the middle part in, then I'll go towards the outer corner and push that part in, and then the inner corner. With the inner corner, if you're doing it on a client, something that will help open up that area is just have them look down, but look towards the outer part of the eye, and that's going to help you get really in that inner corner. Also, really quick, I don't have the client close their eyes completely. I just have them look down when I'm placing the lashes. I just feel like I always struggle when I have them close it. I don't know if that's just me, but I just have them look down, and I do everything like that. Guys, my sister can be a real pain sometimes, but seriously, look at how gorgeous she looks. Biggest supporter ever, and man, it just reminds me why I love doing what I do. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put some mascara on her bottom lashes. I'm going to spray my brush with the Mario Badescu setting spray and add the Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush by Too Faced as her inner corner highlight. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to just watch this. Next time it will be a full face. Please, if you watch this video and you liked it, please like it, please subscribe, please share it. I thank you so much. Please be safe. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you.